Do the Florida Panthers have the most American lad playing for them? Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, Stanley Cup champion, friend of the program, Florida Panther legend, Matthew Tkachuk.
Yay!
How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on again.
Hey, thank you for joining us. Congrats on all the success. That rivalry with Tampa is certainly becoming bug windshield in one particular direction, and I appreciate you pointing that out to them and to the media. I would like to let you know that I believe you got me into an international incident. Do you know that?
I am not aware, no.
So, 4 nations up in Canada, they boo the shit out of us. The Tkachuk boys say, I don't think so. Okay, set the tone. We go ahead and beat the hell out of these Canadians. Okay, 9 seconds in, we have this fight. I think that set the tone for all of America. Okay, I think you set the tone for the entirety of the continental United States of America, and I assume Hawaii as well. So then a couple weeks later, I head up to Canada for Elimination Chamber, and they boo the national anthem. I'll tell you what, I wasn't able to fight the fans. I wasn't able to do that, but I certainly said something, and whammy! Justin Trudeau on one side, Donald Trump on the other, and old Pat McAfee right there in the middle of it. So I want to let you know, thank you for representing for our country and motivating me to represent for our country. That meant a lot at the time. You need to know that, Tkachuk.
Oh, well, I mean, I appreciate it. I think that, looking back at that experience, it's just how prideful you are to wear that jersey. It's been such a long time coming. And going into a hostile environment in that the Bell Center in Montreal, great ring, great atmosphere, but it's kind of like us against the world. And the guys that fought early really wanted to just set the tone and make the rest of the team realize that it's us against everybody right now, and this is how we're going to stick together, and we believe in each other, and this is how we're going to do it. So I'm proud of the guys. I was proud of the whole team, and it was a great tournament and great for hockey, really.
I think so too. And when you say us versus everybody, U.S. Versus everybody, brother, is how we all felt about it. And you hurt your groin, obviously, there. Was it hurt going into that and you played through? Did you get hurt then? And there was real worry and concern by us hockey fans that you weren't going to return this year as a whole. What were the expectations coming out of that with the groin? And obviously, you're back on the ice, which is great news for the Florida Panthers. But how was that journey with the groin?
Nothing before that. Just got hurt, freak accident, freak little play in the tournament. I'm actually later in that Canada game, and actually didn't really know if I was going to be able to come back this year or not. Attacked the rehab like so hard, and then had so many highs and lows, some good days, some bad days. Some days were brutal, but had a great support staff at the rink, with the doctors and trainers and everybody got me through, and positivity and days where I didn't know if it was going to be good or not. So started feeling better just a few weeks ago, getting ready for playoffs, and was happy that our series actually started a little bit later, so it gave me a few extra days of wiggle room to get back, and was able to come back from game one, and I'm feeling great right now, and hopefully we're off and running.
Yeah, do you have some fresh legs? I mean, obviously rehab is a lot. In a groin, I don't think there would be anything. I mean, we just found out old buddy had a broken leg that was playing for Tampa. You hockey players are absolutely absurd. So a broken leg sucks. I assume there's some broken backs and ribs. Groin, though, that's every movement, right? I mean, that is every movement in hockey, especially whenever you're on skates. When did you know you were going to be able to get back? Was it like weeks before playoffs, or was it like kind of last second saying, you know what, I think we're at a point where I can go again?
No, it was honestly last second. And, just when you're able to do stuff that's more pain-free, I guess. So now I'm pain-free, especially like it's one of those as the playoffs, have gone on, was maybe feeling it just a tiny bit of just not soreness, but more just like kind of sluggish, and haven't really skied a whole lot till before right before playoffs. So, as the series went on, I felt so much better. And as probably starting from game 3 on, I felt back to normal. So, I'm happy with where I'm at right now, and I'm happy to have, get past that first round.
Last question for me, because I can barely hear the boys back in the studio, and I can't communicate with the boys in the studio. So I'm kind of on an island here in Times Square. Yep. It's good time. It's good time. Big boxing fight happening here tonight on DAZN. Who knows if their app can handle you downloading it or not? I assume that people have it figured out at DAZN. They've been great to work with. So whenever you see Biz get as excited as he is excited for this Maple Leafs team, and he's yelling at his phone, obviously sending it to the world, and we're sending messages to him. I think everybody in the hockey world sent a message to him about the Maple Leafs. Do the boys rally around that in the Panthers? Like, is Marchand, are we watching this video before every Maple Leafs game? Are we trying to, kind of stuff Biz in his mouth, maybe into a bin? Or what are your thoughts on the Maple Leafs and the pressure that they have being the team from Toronto that seemingly can never get the job done? Do you guys worry about that shit at all?
No, I mean it's round two. We've been in way more high pressure series and games than this, and hopefully we will be. Down the road. That's the goal, right? So, I think that us trying to relish that underdog role going into Toronto. I mean, they're the number one seed. They had the best season in our division. We have our hands full with them. They've got some of the best offensive players, and I think there's more to worry about on ice than stuff wearing off the ice. So we're going to let that stuff handle itself. But all we can control is that stuff on ice, and we'll let the fans do whatever they want outside of the ice.
Matthew, do you?
Yeah, Biz is going to be problematic. Biz is going to be loud. We know that. We know Biz is going to be loud. I mean, if anything, he's going to be very excited. That mustache looks good too right now, Matt. He's got a good stash going.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was an Oilers fan last year, but it's hard to keep track sometimes. So, we just worry about our stuff on ice and let everything else, just follow.
Go ahead, AJ.
Now,
Sorry, buddy.
Will you talk to your brother at all about this Maple Leaf squad and what their roster may do? I know you guys you know each other pretty well. Everyone in the league, it seems like. And second part of that question, are you wearing a Sunday Red shirt from Tiger Woods? Because I don't know if I've ever seen anybody in the wild with one of those on.
I actually am. Yeah, they're nice enough to have sent me a bunch of stuff over the last few months. It's great. The stuff is great. It's great to golf them. It's great to just chill out, and so I appreciate.
How much
that.
was that? Was that $90 there? That T-shirt was that a $100? What was that? Was like the old school Affliction shirts. I remember their website had going on.
Yeah, I didn't pay for it. They just sent it to me, so I've got no clue. But it's comfy. It's comfy though. I like it a lot. But yeah, going back, AJ. It's pretty soon. With them just playing last night, I've just talked to him by text, but we don't know when our first game is, but definitely before that, I'll give him a call and ask him, what he saw throughout the series, little things, and then honestly, I'll ask a lot about individuals, like what you can exploit with some guys, what guys maybe get a little too riled up, what guys you can get off their game, what guys are looking like they're playing through stuff or look a little injured. It's all the little stuff that I'll ask him. And it's playoffs. Every advantage you can get, and it's nice. It's nice having my brother that just played them, so he'll give me the honest truth.
Go ahead, Boss Connor.
Yeah, Tkachuk, obviously, Pat mentioned, Biz talking about Brad Marchand. And if Biz didn't beat the piss out of 10 Irish Gypsies, then he probably wouldn't be running his mouth like this, but he did. Brad coming over from Boston, I'm a huge Bruins fan. You stole him. It's tough. But as a Bruins fan, I am pulling for you guys because you got my captain, oh captain. How has it been having Brad Marchand?
Hold on. I'm getting a FaceTime right now from Biz.
Here we go.
Oh, yes.
Hey, we're talking about you a little bit here. I just complimented your mustache, and Tkachuk said he thought you were an Oilers fan last year. Now all of a sudden we're back on the Maple Leafs. Are you ever going to make a decision?
Okay. Oh, is he on right now?
Yeah, he is.
It's TV.
Hey, I was asking. We just had him on our podcast. Plan on hitting any Maple Leafs late in this round or what?
Hey, you plan on taking any cheap shots, Tkachuk, is what he's saying?
I don't know what he's talking about. If I would have been taking cheap shots, I would have been suspended.
He said if he would have taken any cheap shots, he would have been suspended. The NHL has rules, obviously, Biz. You're making things up, is what he's saying. What happened to the Oilers? You're off their boat completely, huh? Now we're back on the Maple Leafs.
I'm trying to get a Stanley Cup back to Canada. I'm just trying to get a Stanley Cup away from the elbow room and Matthew Tkachuk.
I'll tell you what, that elbow room was a good representative of hockey there, I think, for a bit. Matthew Tkachuk taking it into the ocean. That's a good time. What did you think? What do you think of where we are right now in the NHL playoffs and how Panthers are about going to sweep the Leafs, right? And then what do we got next?
I'm gonna sign off here, but tell Matthew that Chief Craig Berube is going to put Paul Maurice in a mental pretzel.
Okay.
It's going to be the best coaching job we've ever seen in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And that's all I'm going to say.
Thanks, Biz. Yeah. He's not. We know Coach Mo. We know Coach Mo ain't never going in a pretzel, brother. We know that. Sorry, I interrupted you, Con, man. I think you were talking about Marchand.
Oh, no, it's perfect because Brad Marchand also I don't think has ever lost to the Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs, so that's another thing you guys added and stole from Boston. But how has it been having Brad in there? Have your chirps kind of gone up a level because we know Brad's kind of number one in the league when it comes to things like that? Has the team morale kind of been raised because of Brad? And also, how has the chemistry building been with Brad, obviously getting him at the deadline?
Yeah, the team morale has skyrocketed getting a guy like that. I know everybody in Boston, or at least everybody I've talked to. I know they weren't too big of fans of us down here, but now they are with him, and especially they're big fans of us now that we're playing the Leafs.
Yep.
Sorry, the air show's going on right above my house right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can we see it?
Oh, a little bit of a gong show up there, eh?
Tom Cruise?
We're good. We're good now. It sounds like it. It's the air show here down here is awesome. But I know everybody in Boston is pulling for us, especially against the Leafs now. It's great to have a guy like him here. He's such an ultra competitor. His compete on the ice and his mental warfare that he has with guys and some of the stuff he can say to get them off their game. It's top notch. But it's just so great seeing how great of a player he is up front, like in practices, like during the games. Just a complete player he is, and I know that he's had such an amazing career, but I still don't know if people should give him the credit he deserves, because he really is an incredible player, and he's been an incredible teammate so far. So we're so lucky to have him, and it was terrible and brutal playing against him all those years in Boston. So we're very lucky to have him now.
What is some of the mental warfare? What is some of the mental warfare? Does he do research on these people? Because I know obviously we've seen him lick faces. Mm-hmm. We've seen him piss everybody off. He is a pest. We all know that. But what is some of them? He does homework on these guys. He's saying things that you guys don't think is acceptable. Why is he the guy whenever it comes to a menacing person?
Yeah, he's probably just got the experience against some of these guys and knows when to get them off their game. He's smart with that stuff. He's got some pretty good chirps, but he's now I've always said the guys that make you the most mad are the guys that are in your face, might chirp you a little bit, but can also go on the ice and back it up and put the puck in the net and produce and ultimately win games, and he does it all. So we're very lucky to have him.
Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Matthew, I know that Anthony Stolarz, the Leafs goalie, was your teammate last year backing up Bob. Is there any kind of advantage you get going against a goalie who you're former teammates with, or not really?
I don't know. I mean, they have Soley, so they got the goalie, they got the defenseman in OEL, and they got Stevie, who was a forward for us last year. So they can they know all of our secrets. So I don't know if it's an advantage or a disadvantage or what it is at all. But I don't remember scoring much on Stoley in practice last year. He's so big and he takes up a lot of the net. So we're gonna have to find ways to get it past him, whether it's guys in front of him or making him move a lot. But he's been incredible for them. He was amazing for us last year when he was in. His numbers were pretty much best in the league, I think, last year when he was in for us. So it's going to be another great goalie battle. We just saw one with Bob, who's been absolutely on fire and incredible this whole year. Him and Vasilevsky last round, and I'm sure it's going to be another great goalie battle with him and Stoley. So I'm looking forward to being in those games.
Do goalies have tells history, or they go through glove side on a goalie? Is it always glove side, or they go through a little patch where you guys find there's a potential weakness for the goalie? Is that happening at all times, or is there a book on most goalies?
Yeah, normally at the beginning of the series and before each game, we'll go over stuff with the goalie. We'll go over, the year and the common stuff that's happened over the year, whether it's, that kind of like a heat map, So if he's letting a lot, high glove, that'll be a higher percentage there. And then if it's, if he's let up a little bit more than the average, 5-hole, that'll be shown too. But so there's a heat map and a bunch of bullet points that we'll go over before the series. And then maybe the last 10 to 20 games, stretch. So, it might not be a whole body of work, but it'll be what's been going on recently. So I always I'm big into the numbers and stuff like that and seeing, it's kind of like an advantage, and all teams do it and they all go over the pre-scouts and everybody's so prepared so that by the time when you get in the game, you're not really thinking out there, you're just playing. So we do a really good job of that with our team.
I'll tell you what, my clap bomb, it's always going stick side. That's so I don't know what goalie I need to go against to score a goal. How about Marc-Andre Fleury getting him? Obviously, different team, different series, different everything. The respect the league has shown him has been bananas, I feel like. Is that normal? Like, how is it because the duty is? It because the player is? How long you played? Or is it just kind of like how the NHL and the hockey culture is?
I think all the above. I mean, what an incredible goalie, what an incredible career. He's played so many games, won 3 Stanley Cups. I think it was 3 Stanley Cups, right? And what he did for that team in Pittsburgh, where that kind of started from the bottom and built up with him and Malkin and Crosby and all the cups that they had and all the success was all started with a guy like him. And you see him go to Vegas and the success that they've had since, and start off with him as well. So everywhere he goes, he seems to bring that winning mentality and that fun culture. I mean, I don't know him too well. I've only met him a few times, but he was a great guy, a lot of fun. Even playing against him, he kind of bugs you a little bit because he's always vocal and moving around and pretty animated. So when he's doing that and he's robbing you, it's never a fun feeling. So he's had an unbelievable career, like I said, and he's just so much success. Everywhere he goes, success follows, and only heard unbelievable things about him as a guy. So. It's not surprising to see the reception he's gotten from the whole league and everybody's playing against the players. I saw the other day, the refs lining up to shake his hand, the crowd, the applause, everything. Nothing surprises me with how he's been treated. He deserves it all.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying it. Obviously, we're from Pittsburgh, so watching him and Malkin and Crosby and Tanger and the boys kind of grow and have success, and then us have to move out of that era, which we are currently in the middle of doing. Sully, now the head coach at the Rangers. Don't know if I love that, but we'll see how it all goes for Pittsburgh. The locker room hijinks, change room hijinks is what like Maff was kind of known for. Is that everywhere in hockey? You guys always is there always some sort of shit going on in the locker room? Is there like one person per team? Is that just normal hockey culture stuff?
Yeah, I would say there's a few guys per team that are normally like seem to battle pretty good against each other. With I'm not saying I'm involved or not with my team, but there's.
Oh, you're the guy. You're the guy, huh?
No,
you're the guy.
No.
What are you doing? Taking dumps in ice skates? What are you doing?
No, it's you can never give away your secrets because they'll definitely know it's me. But no, I know that he's been famous, league wide for some of the stuff that he's pulled on his teammates. So I always think it's funny seeing those videos and hearing what he's doing. But yeah, I'm sure each team's got a few guys that like to mix it up with the off ice shenanigans. So, but yeah, he seems like the king of it.
That's awesome. Go ahead, AJ. Sorry, buddy.
Have you ever seen anybody to follow that up? Have you ever seen anyone take it too far? I know I've had some teammates in the past that have ruined guys' cars because they put a bunch of crickets or something and got all in the air conditioners. Like, have you ever seen anything go too far and guys really get serious with it?
I think the one I saw that was probably taken a little bit too far was Johnny Gaudreau got him and one of our other teammates got their heads shaved once, and that was, I mean, they were not too happy about it at all. So I think that was maybe the one that was a little bit too far, but most of the time it's all in pretty good fun. But I'm trying to think, was there anything that's happened around the rink recently? I'm sure there has. But yeah, I try to stay out of it because I don't want to be the target.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, smart. We shipped a car to Montana one time. That was pretty good. That was pretty good little bit.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So we got to take it up a notch in the hockey world.
No. I'm not saying it ended up good. That was almost a fight. I think that was almost a full fist fight. But and I say
I've
I was
funny ones with I've heard some funny ones with Keith Yandel and Kevin Hayes with like moving guys' cars on a highway. I forget who they did that to, but I've heard a couple funny ones like that, like moving out to the freeway and stuff. Little stuff. It's the little things that are funny.
I think I saw somebody's not on our team. It was somebody else's team. They took somebody's car and put it on like a barge and then moved it out to the middle of like the river that they were practicing next to, and it was just parked in the middle. And like that was just
That's a good one.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Got to find a ship captain, to get that thing back. That has levels to it. Just something to think about as you continue to move on. Elbow room, I'm sure, has a lot. Tone has the last question for you here, champ.
Yeah. Speaking of exactly that, I was in Fort Lauderdale in February for 4 days. I went to the elbow room all 4 days in your honor. I just kind of wanted to bask in your greatness. But you guys have played a lot of hockey over the last 2 seasons, obviously 2 cup appearances and 1 last year. When you're driving down A1A and you see the elbow room and you look over, is that a little extra motivation? Like, yeah, that's where we want to be again. That's where we want to end this thing. I want to take that thing into the Atlantic Ocean again.
100%. It's nothing but unbelievable memories, and it just makes you want to do it again. So that's the goal this year. Hopefully we can bring it back and run it back. So it's the goal every year, but especially when you have some great memories of success and the memories you have with your teammates and the guys that you've gone to battle with for such a long year, and you can have the pinnacle of hockey and that Stanley Cup right in your backyard, however many minutes away from where I am right now. It's a goal to do it again for sure.
We appreciate the hell out of your time, man. I know you're in the middle of a playoff run, and the NHL playoffs are a grinding time, but it's also electrifying for us as fans. So thank you for giving us a little inside peek, and we can't wait to see what the next locker room hijinks is out of the Florida Panthers. Maybe it's taking that Stanley Cup to maybe take it down there to Tootsie's.
Oh,
That down there in South Florida. Yeah, maybe second.
Oh, we got to win this round first. So yeah, baby steps.
Okay, so there's a chance old Lordo takes a trip to Tootsie's. Okay, sounds good. Ladies and gentlemen, Stanley Cup champion, legend, Matthew Tkachuk. Thank you, buddy.